Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the very first edition of not the Orsosaurus Cup, but welcome, everyone. Welcome to the StegoMonday number 1. Of course, you're VIP, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We're jumping into our first series. The bracket is live. The bracket is stacked. We can go over the bracket after this first round, as spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the American, typically Protoss player, but off racing a Zerg, representing Virtus Pro. It is Astrea. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the American Terran player, the Red Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is MedicJr. Here we go. We have our first two matches. We have our first couple players here, and we are jumping on in. Diving on in. For those that are curious, the Orsosaurus Cup was a tournament that was a bit of a collaboration between Stegosaurus and Orsa TV, but alas, we do have a more solitary, a more solo endeavor here by Stegosaurus. Now going to be running and hosting the StegoMonday number 1. Will this continue? Yet to be determined. This might be the beginning of a trend. This might be the beginning of a new weekly. At least for now, it is being held, and we'll see what happens. There could be a number 2. There could not be. Regardless, we're embracing the first series here, or the first edition, the first rendition of this tournament. And so far, so good. It is going to be a hatch pull here out of Astrea. Meanwhile, MedicJr going for a Rax expand. Let us go. MedicJr, of course, being more of an amateur player. I should also mention, if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As Astrea is off-racing, of course, he does often off-race, especially if he feels like he can really contest against his opponent. If he feels like he can take the risk and play, not necessarily his main race, he will do so. Even against other GMs, he's willing to embrace the chaos that is off-racing as Zerg or off-racing as Terran. It's what he does. It's what he does, man. And here we go. But now that we are settling in, a gasless opener out of Astrea is an interesting choice, by the way. It's a very bold move by the Zerg player, and usually it does coincide with a fast third, but there is no third. There is no third hatchery. The Reaper has arrived. It dips into the mineral land, will threaten the workers. Drones are under fire. At the same time, though, Astrea is moving out with his links. Does bypass the Reapers, and the goal here is to delay the CC. And the SV is going to be under fire. And the command center is going to be delayed. Ooh, add-on behind this, no other units. Boys are being pulled, and so far, so good. Damage is being done. There is thankfully a Marine in the main. There's a Marine. The links will eventually be cleaned up, and they do not get an SCV kill. So far, so good. No SCV kill. Third CC's on the way. That's third CC before starport. It's a very economic opener here by the Terran. And across the map, Astrea is finally taking his gases. Again, very late gas saturation here by Astrea, so late link speed. Because link speed is so delayed, I'm leaning towards roach aggression. I'm leaning towards like a roach all-in from Astrea. But we'll see. We'll see if that's what he does decide to embrace. We'll keep an eye on Max Angel. Este Max. Yeah. Yep, speaking of, makes sense. There's a Roach Warren. As I did mention, usually if you open up gasless in a ZVT, because your gas is so delayed, it just isn't worth getting into link speed. It just isn't worth investing because it's so heavily delayed. We might see it later as the game progresses if we get up to like a 4-base economy, but for now, it's going to be Roaches. It's going to be Roach aggression here by Astrea. I imagine he's going to be going for a pretty committed Roach move outs, but we'll see if he just opens up defensively with Roaches and then drones and expands. Astrea can try and take a different approach. He could. See if he does. Again, I kind of just glossed over it, kind of referencing Orsosaurus Cup, but when it comes to this event, it is open to all regions, open to all places out there in the world. Is just our replacement open cup for the time being. Much love to Stegosaurus, Proto-Stegosaurus, much love, much love. MedicJr is going to poke in. Behind this, opening up 360 into Banshee. Cloak Banshees are on the horizon. Hellions looking for a way in as well. They do pick off a couple of tumors. Not bad. Creep tumors going down. Roaches are spotted. Roaches are confirmed. But Astrea is not making any more behind this. He did open Roach, that is true. But he's droning. He's droning up, getting an Evo Chamber plus on range. Second Evo Chamber as well. That should be plus on Carapace. Getting into 1-1. Roaches, they hold their own. And it looks like Astrea is headed towards a later game state with Roach Ravager. Now, this can turn into Link Bane Roach Ravager, or this could turn into Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker Viper. Both kind of tech pods are viable here for Astrea. Both are viable, we'll see which one he goes for. So for now, he's just trying to maintain map control, zoning away those Hellions, freely spreading creep behind this. Attempts to scout and does get a changeling into the main. Oof. And with that, gets eyes on everything in the main base, is fully aware of the bios, fully aware of the third CC timing. From here, he can freely drone. As I say that, the Banshees will hit the fourth, and they will force a cancel. Fourth base is denied. Drone goes down, not bad. Got a pick up here out of MedicJr. Taking it back up forward towards the south. MedicJr has a handful of Hellions to at least scout. To at least confirm. Oh, meanwhile, there is detection. Not quite worth it. One Banshee goes down. The Queens do survive. Hellions, they scout the expansion, but they can't really do much about it. MedicJr, he's just building up towards his eventual bio-tank push. Meanwhile, Astrea, I was curious about his tech as well. I was curious if he was going to be going into the Baneling Nest, into a Hydra Den. We see the Infestation base. Now, this could just be to rush into Hive, or we could even see a couple of Infestors incorporated as well. Infestors can complement Roaches quite nicely. For now, though, it is going to be the Hive. Ravager moving out, catching out the tanks. No! The tanks that were caught unsieged. Massive piles. Bow tanks go down. And before we can really embrace Hive Tech, MedicJr, he's in trouble. There's not much at home to defend. Losing 2 tanks was brutal, and there's 1 tank left. And it is prone to being piled. Astrea can keep pushing from here. He's getting those safety infestors, as I did mention. We'll have them ready here for those fungals. Astrea does have massive supply lead. And honestly, he could break this. He could break this location. He could keep pushing. Astrea playing it safe, waiting for reinforcements. He is up 40 supply. MedicJr going for the double drop towards the left-hand side. Astrea doesn't really have much in position to defend. Doesn't have much ready. Drop does reveal itself. Does force Astrea to respond. Queens are going down the 1 Queen for now. Fungal doesn't quite connect. But again, at least MedicJr, he's just buying time, rebuilding his tank count. Just trying to stabilize. Not quite there yet. Oh, the Fungal! The Vials! Oh my god. He does get one of the Medivacs, the other barely does survive. Never mind. So it goes down to the Queen. And now, Astrea, he can focus on his push. He's almost maxed. Almost maxed out at this point. Getting into 2-2. There's that Hydra, as I did mention. Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker. Viper as well. And what do we have? We have 4 tanks. Soon to be 5 tanks. Big tank volley's going up on the Roach Ravager, but there's just not enough support. Tanks are going down. GG gets called, and Astrea will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Astrea taking a lead in the series. Again, he did come in as the favored player, but it was just a really rough initial move out for MedicJr. If you recall, he was caught out in the open. He was caught with his pants down with the tanks unsieged. And as they were unsieged, he lost so much momentum early on that allowed Astrea to just freely max out, to freely build up, and to snowball out of control from there. GG. GG, well played. Astrea will take the first game. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. Getting ready for the second game in the series. And we'll see if MedicJr can bring it back, if he can bounce back here against Astrea. I'm curious if Astrea is going to only play Roach. Typically when players off-race, when pro players off-race, their amount of builds available kind of at their disposal are a lot more limited. They're a lot less diverse. Usually they've got like 1 or 2 playstyles, typically 1 or 2 builds. So Astrea, he might just embrace Roaches again, or he might surprise us and go for Ling Bane. I would not be opposed to it. I would not be opposed to Ling Bane into Muta, for example. Let's go. As we have our second map, it's going to be on Site Delta. Let's go. What do you say? Este Facebook. Causa, papi, causa, papi. You're making me hungry. Tengo hambre, papi, tengo hambre. Ay, ay, ay. Este Facebook. Good to see you, good to see you. As we're jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our American Protoss. I mean, he is an American Protoss player, off-racing a Zerg, the blue Zerg representing Virtus Pro. It is Astrea. It's the Facebook guy. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the opponent. We have the American Terran player, the Red Terran representing the Platinum Heroes. It is MedicJr. Yo, Papi, when are you playing in one of these tournaments? Where were you, Papi? Where were you? ¿Dónde estabas, pa? Ay, ay, ay. Of course, shout out to Stegosaurus for hosting, for organizing, for funding the event. Big shout out. If you want to help support the event yourself, you can do so via Matcherino as well. There is a Matcherino page where you can help boost the prize pool if you wish. Otherwise, we're here to enjoy. We're here to kick the week off this lovely Tuesday morning. I know it's Monday night for those in the Americas. Here it is, what, 11:30 a.m. in the morning on Tuesday. Well, let's go. What is this Zerg build? Hatch Pool. It's a Hatch Pool opener here out of Astrea. If you weren't here in the last game, it is a gasless opener. Last game we saw, actually, a bit of an earlier gas geyser by Astrea, but last game, because the gases was so late, he went into Roaches. He did open up Roach, he did skip Ling speed, he didn't make a single Ling last, or actually he made 2 scouting Lings early on, but did embrace Roaches. Here, I'm curious if Astrea will do the same. He is taking an earlier gas geyser than previously, but it's still quite late, so skipping Ling speed is still something that I'm at least thinking, it's at the forefront of my mind. We'll see if that does continue. As the SCV Scout is dipping in. Behind this, we do have MedicJr getting to his Rax Expand. And once again, there are those 2 Lings designed to move out across the map, designed to avoid the initial Reaper Scouts, and to try to delay the CC. Just finished college, let's go. Oh my god. It's good to hear, Papi. Congratulations. Felicidades, Papi. Felicidades. Good to hear. Hope you're doing well. As Lings, they do get across the map. Again, they are designed to delay the CC. And they should be able to, at least for a couple of seconds. Alastor is at Marine to defend. Second SCV has arrived. And the Ling is forced back. Meanwhile, across the map, with the first 100 gas, Ling speed is being researched, and Astrea does pull out of gas. Okay, you have my attention. You have my attention here. It looks like Astrea, he's not going into Roach play this time. Looks like he is going, potentially, Ling Bane. So now we can see a different side of Astrea. Behind this, MedicJr getting to his 3rd CC before Starport. Economic opener, same build as last game. But now Astrea is taking a very different approach. Very different. Este Facebook. For nada Facebook. SMH. SMH. from here, there's the Atom Swap. Getting into our 1-1-1 last game, of course, if you go into Cloak Banshees, I imagine the same this time here from MedicJr. Hellions are moving out. And we'll see if Astrea can defend. For now, building up his queens. He's got a safety amount of lings on the way. Saturating his third. MedicJr does poke in. Again, just the 8 lings for Astrea. He should be joining from here. Interesting. We'll be avoiding those Hellions. We'll try to. Does try to collapse in, but he's going to bleed out a lot of lings. And he will have to back off. Astrea pulls away. 430 lair timing for Astrea. Going for the lair, going for the Evo Chambers. Interesting choice. There we go. It's like, where are the Bailings? There we go. Where are the Bailings? Bailey Nest gets thrown down. And Astrea is embracing Ling Bane. He's going to be embracing it. I say that he is taking 4 gases behind this, and there's only the 1 Evo Chamber, so potentially Astrea, if he doesn't throw down the second Evo Chamber, he could try to rush into a Spire, and we could actually see Muta play. Yeah, all 6 gases. Yeah, the gases, they are being taken. That's a lot of gas here for Astrea. Show us the Spire. Show us that. Again, like, when I think of players off racing, I do think of a couple different things. Yeah, there we go. There's the 6th gas geyser. I think of players, you know, going into all-ins, as we saw previously. Not an all-in, but, you know, committed roach aggression and having fun with mutas. But we'll see. There's +1 Carapace on the way. Again, there's no second Evo Chamber. There's no +1 melee. And she's diving in towards the main. Astrea double expanding. And she's getting a lot done. The Spore was delayed, but the Queens, they arrived just in time. Clutch Transfuse. Astrea shuts down the Banshee. Lings are amassing. And where is that tech? I mean, it's going to be something here. It's going to be either the Spire, it's going to be the Hydroden, Infestation Pits, one of the 3. As Astrea, he's banking up a lot of gas. And, how's he intend to spend? I mean, sure, he can morph in some Banelings. But Lings, they just get across over. They get into the mineral line. There's nothing, you know! There's nothing at home! SCVs are going down. Marines out of position. And before we can even see any tech, and as Astrea is building up all that gas, he does get across the map, takes down all the Marines. The tank as well. Ay, ay, ay. The Hellions will clean this up. And Astrea is just making links. Okay. Let's go. Mate, we just mine gas just to hold on to it, Pappy. We just want to preserve it. Let's go. There we go. Second Evo Chamber. +1 melee is going to be heavily delayed, unfortunately. So the upgrades are going to be a little bit lopsided, but it's on the way. Likewise, Infestation Bit here. That should be for Hive Tech. But the tech is quite delayed here for Astrea, but it's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. At this point, after the trade that we just saw, Astrea, he's looking quite comfortable. Morphing in Banelings. +2 and +1 on the way. Oh, there we go. Astrea spending his gas, getting him to 5 Infestors. Let's go. Ling Bane counterattack, hits the mineral line, 10 SCVs go down, and MedicJr, he's committed. He's all in. He has to send it across the map. He will bring down the 4th. 4th hash rate falls, catching out some Infestors, but Ling Bane, they're getting ready for a surround. They're going to be coming in from multiple angles. Infestors popping out as well. And do we get the fungal? Ooh, we do not. 3 Infestors for free. And that's big ups here by MedicJr. Astrea is still backing up. So just building up more Lings, building up more Banelings. And here comes the surround. Nice spread here with the Banelings. Bungle does connect. Well, the tank will barely survive. MedicJr, he can still try to keep going. Reinforcements are on the way. He can still send it. Meanwhile, behind this, no more Banelings, no more Infestors. Astrea did throw them all away. Astrea, he's in trouble. MedicJr, he can pull this off. Remember, the upgrades for Astrea, they are lacking. MedicJr, he can still pull this off. Waiting for another round of reinforcements. Ooh, Astrea cannot dive into that. Has to pull away. MedicJr still rallying. He knows how close he is to breaking Astrea. Astrea does catch a tank. Catching more reinforcements. Not bad. Still building up more Link Bane. Investing into Burrow. Let's go. His economy is still solid. MedicJr is vulnerable to a run by, but instead, Astrea just staying back at home. Double drop into the main base. Does force a reaction. Queen's under fire. One queen goes down. Oof. Two queens, but does get both medevacs. See Astrea trying to bait out those Widow Mines. They are not going to get baited out. Ooh. Astrea throwing away a lot of Lings. Not quite worth it. MedicJr has a comparable army. Unfortunately, I know I've been focusing a lot on Astrea here as he does catch reinforcements. MedicJr, he never started to do the Widow Mines! Oh my god! The Widow Mines going off. Not bad, but the SCVs! Yeah, the mineral lines are exposed. Banelings, they bust on in. SCVs are going down at the same time. Link Bane crashing into the main army. They take down the Widow Mines. MedicJr just doesn't have much at home to defend. Widow Mines get shut down. Again, no armory. Oh, sorry, there is an armory, but he never invested into 2-2. Never really built on his upgrades. And MedicJr, he just doesn't really have much left to work with. Oh, the Bard Banes! Oh, sorry, Bardlings. Never mind. Lings just sparring all over the place. And MedicJr, he had a chance earlier. He honestly was breaking through and doing quite well for himself when it came to his push, but alas, he wasn't able to reinforce. He took a little bit too long. Astrea did build up. Did stabilize. These southern expansions have been left alone the entire time. And there's the Spire. We expected the Spire sooner, but it's fine. It's fine. Oof. As Astrea is soon to max out. Now, MedicJr can still take a fight with all these Widow Mines, but there's not really much else here to support the army. There's one tank, there's a handful of Marines. The Widow Mines have potential, but... There we go, Astrea. He does dive in. Widow Mine shots are going to trade well, but it doesn't matter. Astrea, he can afford to be inefficient. Cleans up the minefield. Going for the planetary. Banelings that will crash in. Going for the SCVs. Up. They at least take down the Hellions. Oh, and Astrea even going for a Doom drop into the main. He's doing it all. Doom drop comes in. GG gets called, and Astrea will take the series 2-0. Will advance on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Astrea. He will claim the series, will advance on. My condolences to MedicJr. I mean, honestly, game 1 was a little bit more one-sided. Here in game 2, MedicJr. did pose a threat. He did pose a threat. Astrea was a little bit overconfident, was very inefficient with his build. Because of that, he was quite vulnerable, and he almost died then and there when it came to the move-outs, when his 4th base was being killed, when he lost 3 infestors, when he committed with Ling Bane and he didn't clean up the army. Astrea was actually, up against the wall there. Unfortunately, MedicJr. he wasn't able to reinforce, and he wasn't able to keep the push going. Last Astrea, he stabilized over time, and GG, he bounced back. Did bounce back. Congratulations. Astrea will advance on, and the question becomes, who will face off against him in the next round? Who's it going to be? As we head on over to the brackets and figure out where we are.